So the other day I did a what's in my stick bag. Also did remember I left one or two little things out. We'll come back to that. But I'm going to do a what's in my cymbal bag. And it's kind of funny. There was a time I owned a ton of cymbals. I I don't. I have some stuff, and I have some weird stupid stuff because it's sound effects stuff. But I really travel almost with the same thing, and we'll get into kind of like why and when. A lot of it is really depending on how I'm traveling. Because I wear my symbol on my back, I have to be really careful. I'm not 20 years old anymore, and so yeah. So we'll start here. So I guess the first thing is cymbal bag. All right. So we'll start with the cymbal bags. I have two leather cymbal bags. They look very similar. They're very, very different. Okay. So this is an Ed Cacavell. He lives in New York, I think the Bronx, and makes these at his house. And you can kind of customize these. I love this huge pocket on it though. And this one is a Glenn Cronkite. Glenn Cronkite was the one that started Reunion Blues like in the 70s, 80s. And he kind of makes these his own. Okay, so this is, and sorry there's all this crap. I got all these heads I'm dealing with back here. Anyways, it's a drum room. It's never clean. It's just got crap everywhere. Anyways, this is a 22 inch, but you can get a 24 in there. It's big. It's got a lot of room. It's a little on the bulky side. I don't use it a ton. This one is a 21 inch, and you can barely get a 21 inch in there. And it's because I travel. Again, so like if I'm in Brooklyn, I'm riding my bike to a gig. Sometimes I think it's a snare drum, but this has got to be on my back. It's super slim line. Can barely get a 21 in there, but mostly the vibe is when I travel, I never take cymbals over 20 inches. It's just easier. It's easier, and I have two amazing cymbals that I absolutely love and really work for almost everything. And we'll talk about this. Okay. So now here's kind of my normal cymbal setup, and then we'll talk about some of my crazier cymbals. Really, kind of my main ride cymbal, well, it depends because both of these are the same. They're both 20 inches. So I have a bit of a deal with Sabian. This is a Sabian AA Raw Ride 20 inch. It's got a hammered bell, kind of bent up a little bit, which I like, and it's got two rivets. The thing about this is some of the raw rides can typically be a little too dry. This has got a little more presence, and I've used it on my last few albums. All right, so here we go. Here's the Sabian Raw Ride. So it's low pitched. There's some highs in there, a lot of definition. It's got a nice cymbal spread. The rivets help. Anyways, that's it. It's one of those things. The weird tone in it disappears with a band. All right. So my next cymbal is a 20 inch, and this is a custom shop HHX. Really small bell, kind of based on a 40s Zildjian kind of thing. A lot of bigger hammering on the top, and it's a little more lush sounding. And it crashes really nice. Okay, so hi-hats. I have a really killing pair of 14-inch Sabian HH. This is kind of what I typically take out. They're in my rehearsal studio. This is a 30s, 40s K Istanbul. And I have rivets in my HH hi-hats. Rivets in the top. It's super thin, and here, check this out. You can almost ride on this. Check this out. Here we go. Right. Really like it. And then with that is just this older thing. Okay, so I'm really, that's it. That's what I take out most of the time. Now here is my other, this might be my favorite Sabian. It's just a 22 and it's really heavy. This is part of the custom shop Artisan. This hammered bell is great. Right here you have two very different sound surfaces. One is a little drier, one's a little more open sounding. This cymbal with the kind of larger hammered bell, you can use it for anything in the world. It's an amazing cymbal. It's just a little on the heavy side. Okay, so I love flat rides, and I have a huge collection of old weird flat rides, but I have this most amazing Sabian crystal ride, an 18-inch. They haven't made it in a while. The problem is it's in my rehearsal studio with my hi-hats. All right, so I have a lot of weird vintage, like this is a 16-inch flat ride that Danny Gottlieb gave me a super good deal on. Peisty, this is 70s. Well, yeah, Blue Label, maybe late 70s. And then I have an 18-inch, early 60s 602. And I actually have 2 or 3 Sabian crystal rides in varying versions. I have lots of weird old crap, and this is from the 1915-20s kind of thing. Anyways, and then the last weirdo cymbal is a Greg Keplinger 23-inch stainless steel, and it's out. Here, let me let you hear how that sounds because it's so out. All right, here we go. It's rattling on the stand, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's really it. I don't use a ton of different stuff. I don't have a ton of different stuff. Mainly use a few cymbals that I mostly use on everything. And I kind of like that idea. I really know those cymbals well enough that I can kind of just do whatever I need to do with them. I've got a couple of great crashes, but I very rarely use them. All right, thanks for watching. Next, I'll talk about kind of what I fill the pockets with. There's always tons of percussion instruments and stuff. All right, have an awesome day. Bye.